Hi, my name's Greg Boland of Tiger Brokers, and each week we try to bring you some feedback as to what's happening in the US share market. This week the S&P 500 has fallen for four of the last 5 days as stronger than expected job numbers and inflation numbers have been released in the last week or so. So this is quelling expectations of an interest rate cut in the near future, and we'll dwell on that shortly. So if we look at these numbers, the non-farm payrolls number last Saturday morning New Zealand time came in at 303,000 new jobs created for the month of March, which was well ahead of expectation of 200,000. In terms of the inflation numbers that were released earlier this morning New Zealand time, the core inflation and the headline inflation numbers both came in at 0.4%, which was ahead of expectation of 0.3%. So this means that the annual and core inflation have been 3.8% and 3.5% respectively for the month of March, which is ahead of expectation. So why are these two numbers, the inflation and employment numbers, so important to the market? Well, it's really the biggest driver of expectation of whether the Federal Reserve will cut interest rates anytime soon. And the Fed Fund futures before the core inflation and inflation numbers came out predicted that there was a 57% chance on yesterday that there will be a rate cut in June. And that 57% has now dropped to only 19% after the inflation number. Also, the expectation of a July cut has gone from 75% to as low as 45% overnight. So the chances of a Fed rate cut earlier in this year is now diminished. There was also an expectation earlier in the year that there could be up to 7 rate cuts this year, and the market's really fallen into line with the Fed's expectations of three cuts. But these core numbers, the inflation and the job data, has really changed that expectation as well. And now the Fed Fund futures is predicting perhaps a rate cut in September and December, so only 2 this year rather than the expected 3 by the Fed and 7 by the market earlier in the year. It also pushes out the expectation of rate cuts next year, and if there is a rate cut in September and December, the Fed Funds futures is also predicting the next rate cut after that may not be till next April. So a big change in terms of the economic numbers. So has this meant that the bull run is over? Well, perhaps the market, the S&P 500 chart, if we look at that chart, we can see over the last little while that it's starting to top out since around the 20th of March or so until now, and quite a few red days instead of the predominant green days between end of October last year until around the 20th of March. So we've had this extended bull run for nearly 6 months, and now the market is sort of dwelling near the top. So the other thing to think about is that a lot of the investment banks and big broking firms predict where they think the S&P 500 might be by the end of the year. And Wells Fargo have come out with a very bullish number over the last couple of days, which they may wish to rescind given the inflation rate numbers that have come out. So Wells Fargo have come out and said that they expect the S&P 500 to be around 55.35 by the end of the year, which is well above the current 5,100 or so as it is now. So the following chart shows you the predictions of the different major investment banks and brokers of where they think where they see the S&P 500 by the end of the year, what their forecasts are. Another indicator of a market is the fear gauge, known as the VIX, or the Volatility Index, produced by the Chicago Board Options Exchange. This number is very important because it shows you the volatility of the 3-month options on the index and what that average volatility is. That's risen from around 12 to nearly 16 at the moment, and any figure usually above 17 represents a bit of an issue to the market. So let's look at the VIX chart now to look at this number. Also, in individual stock news, the March or first quarter Q1 reporting season kicks off in earnest this Saturday morning New Zealand time, with BlackRock, Citigroup, JP Morgan and Wells Fargo all reporting pre-market on our Saturday morning, so prior to the market opening in the US at 1:30 a.m. New Zealand time on Saturday. This is always important because it's a predictor of also where the market thinks expectation is for the future earnings, etc., of companies, and where those companies expect their market or their stock to be, and their reportings of earnings, etc., over the next little while. So these numbers are very important to the market. Next week there's a rather bigger range of reportings, with Goldman Sachs on US Monday, Bank of America, Johnson & Johnson, Morgan Stanley and United Healthcare, all on Tuesday US time. Thursday we have BlackRock, Intuitive Surgical and Netflix, and then on Friday we have American Express, Procter & Gamble, and so that there's a range of, these are the bigger companies, but there's also a range of smaller companies also reporting. So these are very important for the individual stocks, but also predictors of the market and where it may be going in the next little while. So thanks for joining us, and we look forward to talking to you again after the FOMC minutes are released tomorrow, which we haven't actually dwelled on today, but that is another driver of the market, another expectation of where the Fed sees interest rates, and also the reporting season that kicks us on this Friday. We'll be able to come back with some sort of commentary around how we see the market developing, given the early reportings by some of these major banks, the likes of Citi, JP Morgan, etc. So thank you for joining us, and we look forward to talking to you again next week.